Hello and welcome to our channel. As I promised in the previous video, today we are talking about the phrase to be to do something. I am to close the office today. Steve was to check the equipment. This meeting was to change my life. You are not to argue with the boss. So, if you remember, this phrase, to be to do something, is one of the equivalents of must, because must doesn't have past or future forms. We talked about it in the previous video. But this structure also has its own meanings that cannot be expressed with must. Let's look at the first sentence. I am to close the office today. Grammatically, it is also possible to say, I must close the office today. But it means my personal opinion. Maybe somebody else may or wants to close the office, but I have a feeling that I must do it myself. I have to close the office today means that it is not my duty, but there is nobody else to do it. So I have no other way out but to close it myself. I am to close the office means that it is a part of our agreement. Maybe all employees close the door in turn, and today is my turn to close it. Let us now move on to the second sentence. Steve was to check the equipment. Grammatically, it is also possible to say Steve had to check the equipment. But the meaning will be different. Probably there was no specialist or a person responsible for the equipment, so Steve had to do it himself. If we want to say that checking equipment is Steve's duty, it is written in his employment agreement, it is necessary to use the structure to be to do something. Steve was to check the equipment. Sentence number 3. This meeting was to change my life. And this is the only possible way to express this idea. It means destiny or fate. We could also say this meeting was destined to change my life. So, thinking what the future might bring us, we use this construction. If I fail to become a famous actress, what is to become of me? Which means, what will be my fate or my destiny in that case? And the last example, you are not to argue with the boss. It means a rather strong requirement or prohibition. If you want to put it mildly, you will say you mustn't shout or you shouldn't shout. You are not to shout is more strict. To sum up, let us look at all the 4 meanings of the phrase to be to do something. Part of an agreement or plan. Duty fixed in an employment agreement, destiny, a strict remark or demand. So, as a finishing touch, here are more examples. What is to become of us if we fail to enter the university this year? It means, what will future bring for me? What will be our destiny? Number 2. You are to sort out this correspondence and then make a few telephone calls, which means that these are your duties included in an agreement. Number 3. Who is to fill in this application form, the student or one of his parents? Here, we refer to rules and regulations about filling in the forms. Number 4. We are to meet at the entrance of the supermarket at 6, which means that we agreed to meet there. Number 5, he was never to see his family again, means that was what the future held for him. I have to say that it is difficult to find explanations and exercises on this structure in most grammar books. So you can find this information in a text format on a Facebook page, Yummy English, with more materials about it. For now, thank you for being with us and see you again next time.